Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Most of us have a tendency to run away from confrontations or avoid them at all costs. And if you are one of those people, then this video is for you, my friend. Even if the costs include our own happiness, our self-respect, and the overall quality of our interpersonal relationships. Now, when I say relationships, I mean all kinds of them. Romantic, platonic, work-related, and even parental. But what if I told you that by avoiding conflicts, you are actually damaging your relations with people as opposed to saving them? Hello, Insightfuls, and welcome to another video. Today, I want to help you better understand conflicts so that you don't ever feel the urge to run away from them again. So, why are we so afraid of conflicts? Most times, we avoid conflicts or any kind of active confrontation because we might be too afraid to hurt other people. So, in our minds, the better option is to silence our thoughts and opinions as opposed to speaking them out loud and risk upsetting other people. Especially females in the Indian culture have been brought up believing in maintaining the peace because speaking up would be considered as an outright sign of protest or worse, disrespect. So it is our fear of being shouted at or any kind of violence or humiliation, or it might be our inability to articulate our thoughts and fear being misunderstood, or we might be afraid of losing the relationship or the job or the friendship because of it. And all these fears create aversion from stating our own needs and values. Other reasons could be self-doubt, lack of assertiveness, inadequate communication skills, fear of rejection, disapproval, criticism, etc., etc. So many people just avoid conflicts altogether to minimize any kind of perceived threat to our self-esteem or our sense of security. But how can conflicts benefit our interpersonal relationships and also our own well-being? That is a very good question. And that starts by knowing why you should never avoid interpersonal conflicts. Because conflicts arise when we are in direct opposition to someone else's needs and values. Now, a temporary way out of this situation would be to just agree with whatever they're saying and silence our own needs and values. But once you make a habit of it, you best believe that it would result in discontentment and feeling less than. It could also feel like you are burying your emotions alive. And what you should keep in mind is that feelings have a way of bubbling up, especially if they have been festering inside you for a long time. So what happens is that the next time you are in a similar situation of being in an argument about something, all the buried, unresolved conflicts will start coming up. And the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. Now, you definitely must have heard someone or used the accusatory term yourself, which is what about the time when you, the whataboutism, takes over the whole argument and nothing gets resolved until it is too late and the dynamic has become too murky that you don't even know where to start cleaning up the mess anymore. So I want you to shift your perspective on conflicts a little and look at it another way, because conflicts can be an opportunity to widen our perspective and accommodate someone else's. So what I invite you to do instead is try and understand the subtext of what the other person is saying, because there is always a subtext. It's like when a parent stops their teenager from going out at night or going to parties or doing whatever teenagers want to do. It's not because they want to stop them from having a good time or stop them from having fun with their friends. It is because they are afraid. They do not want to see them get hurt or worse. So start paying attention to the subtext. And just because you see the validity in their feelings and arguments does not mean that your own feelings are invalid now. Now, it may come as a shock, but you are fully capable of holding more than one point of view at any given time. A conflict is also an opportunity to strengthen the relationship, because once we start responding to people's subtext as opposed to just reacting to the words actually said by them, we shift ourselves into the position of deeper understanding, from being defensive and reactionary to one of critical thinking and compassion, which in turn would give the relationship a stronger foundation to stand on, and also a chance to evolve, because people who are in it are taking the time to pull back the mask of pretense and actually seeing each other for who they are and where they might be coming from. Look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow. A conflict is a ripe opportunity to get to know the other person better. This would help you see what makes them tick and where their motivations lie. You would also be able to see how much of an effort are they making to extend the same courtesy towards you, because once you know what motivates a person, you would be better able to predict their future actions and thought patterns. So you've got to stay on track. Do not hop from one topic to the other before you have completely discussed and found a resolution for the one at hand. So pick a topic, pick a specific conflict, and stick to it. Next, approach is everything. So how you approach your partner, your friend, your colleague, whoever it is, how you approach them, the first words you say to them, and the tone that you use to say them in are going to set the mood for the rest of the conversation. If you come off as too strong and too intimidating and huffing and puffing, then you can imagine that things might escalate very quickly and nothing would get resolved. Convey how you feel. So using I statements, I feel hurt, I feel like I have not been heard, I feel discontent, or any kind of I statements. Do not try to accuse the other person. Let them be entitled to what they are feeling. Don't tell them what they are feeling. Take responsibility. So be prepared to take responsibility for your actions. Be prepared to apologize if you have to. Now, apologizing for hurting somebody again does not mean that you are no more allowed to feel what you are feeling. You can still be hurt, but also acknowledge that you might have hurt them as well. Listen to understand and not respond. You have to make the other person feel like you are actively listening to what they are saying. So use some gestures, use some non-verbal cues, move your head a little, say your ahas and mhm, make your eye contact, and restrain yourself from reacting prematurely. Let them finish. Take a timeout. If things get too heated and you feel like the conversation is escalating towards a full-blown fight, or if you feel like you might be in any kind of physical danger, then take a time out. Remove yourself from the situation and convey the same to your partner. So once you have identified the problem, the cause of your contention, now in agreement with your partner, your friend, your coworker, figure out a plan of action. What if the situation comes up again in the future? How would you handle it? What would be the protocol with regards to how you will behave and deal with the situation? And make sure that everybody is on the same page and that there is no miscommunication. Because at the end of the day, you are doing this to make the relationship better because you care about it and you both want to live in harmony with each other. So essentially, you are on the same team. So it is important to make sure that everybody feels good about it. If you found value in this video, then I encourage you to share your opinions in the comment box below. Also, you taking a second to hit the big fluffy subscribe button and the thumbs up icon would help the channel big time, because I will see you in the next one.